ho na me kope
no now the 30 minutes when your time train na me restaurant na me tina ho less than 2 minutes obi ama ya meja wako
adwuma wura no so ni ho bibi
oni ho nti
obeba no na gu but wo ye ho adwuma no hu se wo so ho na odidi hu se sa kind of selfish attitude no what nipa no so ka ho bi na bibia ye bia nkɔrɔ because of this adwuma no nyane dia eno nti kura ne bi no ya ba adwuma
omo ye ni biara
nti na sometimes wo monti as say diversify some of the state institutions because nipa e wom no and as I say no how so the yakodro twa obi aso abuei ntwa so
twa so kura the politics.
That's what I want to address. What twa na so ani as akokasa wo hadwe sometimes when people talk about laws you have fine laws as you say I will twa so I because hey kankas wo do mama you
Ghana a problem.
It has been
Ghana a problem. Ya ntwa so
bibi
why road traffic offense okra no of bi waban mu ana no of lawyer ni of police no afa phone nti ya ntwe na so na the same mistake no asan kwakoye na cause you be life
e bi no say me meti hey me nuanom omo nim say na meti maka che on plane say me ba fie yes wakobu obi wakoyi obi akoko police station am si wakura asre me menko
there be
enti ama omo anya sa preconceived idea no say me brother say no be ndo omo nye ye so she bi no kutu pam omo ye bone
because
obi taichiri yes etu nya chigina fo ade tibetu bibi ma me fa kwanya so nchia search from prince madehye wo ho
yes right none of it no koye
aja wadaruma mo mo mpai bo say ujafo ehira me ansa na me ko say akase wo mampani bi hu ye mobo na wa me yakwanya ye de misa kwanya ne yesre
na vision bempa na wo ma search from plains for wo be ye DC ya de mpa ene si wanu sunti a pese wo ye DC
bibi sometimes minya kwanya sa na me de one of the things ya nka me pese menya na nka bia minya kwanya soma mo beba ho no na nka niema esisi ho dada no na nka sesa
okay
that is my hallmark me ko bia am pese me transform bia ameko say ho no one of the orphan constituencies at the same time no one of the deprived districts I created in the 2012 which was integrated on 28th
Okasa orphan constituency in terms of political representation
any even crown in terms of the time whereby and at the same time from an MPP point of view no yes
orphan
NDC seat
okay
but the demography is so heterogeneous
okay
nipa wom no ya hodo binum nya adwuma bin school sem wo fom kuafo ne wo ho any other kind of groupings wo ho and is a corner person address this problem you need to segment all these groupings
that's right
now what me ho bia said any problem no address it me no kan nyina ho a more activities wo ho kase pa ya farming now what kind of farming no mo ye wo is it this featuring there you need to commercialize farming activities in a course so that they generate income amma omo ankasa na at the same time no say district no person wonya revenue awatimenya bi
okay
school kasiye bisi ho it was built under NDC
okay
as a day community day school ayantima mie
okay
you know kase da susi ho a hadwene ha me akoma pa because baby a school be ko bi e hobie betima bie ama mofre be ko school
into school and
secondary school
okay
still for the past 4 years ayantima mie no say da makoma so say me kwa from academic point of view unu say me academic work achenti enu nyame na kwa mcovet on busa ma meka chem say enu ya madisuadi huma say mitimi bie school no na other road networks wo ho no adjoin ni man mofre wo kire ho yenu no mo wo other side no say such a central mo surprisingly unim say the district in shares boundary with about 5 districts and I will leverage on that so let me ni other districts now here joint projects it's a road we go cry bit my check on here let us connected to so many no almost so etima ba ho na commercial activities no so aba
but o kasa as if say sika o what the be say ni me ni nyina yi sika musika nso assembly sika eco consolidated fund mo kakra bi na me say mutimi retain or strategy in getting funding for Saneme anything? How are you going to do that?
So apart from the district assembly common fund urban, yes, I will DDF and so soba.
Okay.
No, you know, be draw. Send your baby or one fan, and yes, I 2 hours. DDF, no, the money you finish say, Put me ball ho so hye ya da bia wunya bi.
Okay.
But mpanimfo say ketua bia obenya no hweso ye etimi ma wo kɔ wani. Na nye da kopɛ ene ye. Ni nyina gina so be prioritize eniyama wo ye. Say dem no wo kan. Also prioritize eniyama no na rank this kind of beba no dey be ye be solve the needs of the people. And on
your scale of preference, agriculture is your top
the main, because if you nipa o no mo ye. And when you come to that area no so our activities no ye just small farming. If you create my joint farm projects.
Okay.
Bia we nipa kube do bibia na nya tractor bi ni other farm implements bi na omu kekabo mu omu large.
Already there is planting for food and jobs.
Exactly.
As soon as so Central Farm Plains for so the same. What's been the impact of planting for food and jobs on agriculture? It was important, and advantage being there now be yet to get more for your people in terms of agriculture.
Yeah, as you said.
But that's a mere second vet.
Yeah, sir. You know, I'm with you. I'm who said you have problems.
Because someone ba vet in the vision.
And send you akwanya na ade amame. Because we said you can planting for food and jobs na wo. Yeah. You bit me asaya large no. Because the previous one I shall say na in Padudo involved and the kind of activities it was not on a large scale.
Yeah.
And so far as ye koye ni my pesi ye trim no. Was it me ministry no frequently interface no almost so yeah strategic plan sometimes no say who administer district no also administer say institution or a corporate institution internally you need to draw your own strategic plan. Now within that no what ministry cry responsible for the office or you no atnasi no more vision sometimes we be say ni hondu kwa no na no akoka no abetiada. I believe in that, and I also believe in team building. So but at the and you need to bring more people on board to contribute to the development of enemy. Luckily, so me to say me one crofwa almost the background in agriculture. And the no say no can basa you can expand it rearing for a year so project no any mass no na ho ukwa mo yen ni ade and so bet me abwa ma yenu anu ma sebe omo de omo ntimi nkomme farm ya goma yemoa because asase aye wo ho no bebre fish farming ni ade so wo fish is a ba town bebre
so na afia from
bebre ukwa from da ho kakraka amine eni nyina we need to tap into that
area ba ko a fimi collaborate nyina me pese me kosra ho
honestly
speaking, from Plains baby me pese me de me nan si ho na me kohwe se ne hote pa. Nti me bompaye say this year adwuma no ye de be ma wo. Na I will have a better reason to come over.
Yeah.
Na ye me hwe ne emwan so ensu betimi de aboa no ne de aboa.
Me mebuno no me se bebre nya adwuma.
Yes.
Nti entrepreneur ayi ade ehia me pa. Nti na me ka say we need to segment them. Nye hu bia baby o mu belong so that we address their needs. With what they can get to empower themselves. So, because we have educational level, I don't want one course. You need to make us a school, no. Me say you did me be. Let me be a median camenya. Me papa do chuma no permit chow. Or more on hands-on kind of education, agriculture, no technical and vocational education, so that at least we be quite grading qualifying man the mainstream senior secondary school no mafa ho Ghana na nanzanze nkrofo bebre ni technical education
but anke no so na nke be boy economy ni
ba hold a chunk of the people.
That's true. Mame hwe ne ma bi na afi yemra na enkomo no yentinsimu yi papa na ene anope na meka wo se Bosheba Electricals Adaroma na ya hye ho enkran na owura fidi a na meka wo se Bosheba Electricals was CCTV cameras. There was screw holders, there was standing fan orient, there was remote standing fan, there was air condition, the fan USB so eka ho. Afen so there were sockets, gold and switches. There were 12V adapter. There were digital video recorders. Ene enema ahodo eka eho enyina. Na Bosheba Electricals enema de certified by Energy Commission. Inti ono nema no energy efficient ye to electronic appliances ye nwene ho ye hwe saade no se ade a mekwakotoyi ne consumption te sen light bulb kura wo ta also busa se light bulb wi ne consumption te sen consumption is enyinam ahoden a etwe dodo na se entwe dodo ye wo electronic gadgets ahodo bi wo ha wo to de kosi wo fie a obeto prepaid saa won't ase da because etwe current dodo but your bosheba electricals nema oton ni nyina no energy efficient because certified by Energy Commission inti entwe enyinam ahoden hwim but your fenu woni di akire mame na se ne be ya wonkoto sika engu o hwe bosheba electricals akire kwan a adum bosheba building ni mu ne ewo enumu anso na Oyerepa TV ewo tudu adum prisons runabout ho a ba bia jata ni gina no otu ani a obohu se bosheba building ni si wogu kuruja brana ne yen emedi nkomo Paul Segole nso ye opposite Sambra Hotel and a PZ nso antiata kufuo building ni mu na bosheba electricals ewo freye ne na ne yen edi nkomo 0322 030 838 and 05411 25399 Nkania Papa Fie ene Bosheba Electricals. Lawyer William Kusi ewo Dominion Chambers, a private legal practitioner, are joining a nano pay together with George Akom, ono assistant registrar, Ghana Communication Technology University. Lawyer, I'm watching that say no pay nomre. Maybe aboko de. Wadaroma ye de nyame ase well emi say ye de nkomo ne hihye so ansa na beba na menu nua eja ye hwe ni DCE vision awukura and ne vision so pa empire ye bone say mampani edebema no na yesu abo no na eja na ni so ade hunu for search from plains for no ebebem nkomo ahodo wo ho anopei na ba ko edi kan kese ene say ya to lorry first mu by 13% to take effect memene da yanimu ya eno achi ye behwe eye a ruling na akọ in favor of Rastafari community and then kodai egia kwan eko school ewo Achimota school ni ye na adwensanka okọ file stay of execution nanka pending that no asanso akọ appeal attorney general say to school no fo say omo comply with the ruling na nkwala no enso ntimi nko school. Some stories and so China Ghana Education Service for Kurayo Mwampu say headmistress ne chenchina chia or person of fighting this process. Na omo can say ma omure mfi say appeal no mu kwa or say Ghana Education Service and so eka hu bi na womo de baabi omo te no omo susu say omo initial directive omo de ma school ni say omo man koda no kwan no omo da so ejina ho no mo a enti ehwe ni mu say school no so be comply na ye ato eye say John da form eye ne no ne ye hihye no e hyase mse no de be ye initial comment na fe ya tiesi major issues ntientie no mfiri ho na fe ye hwe enkomo aka ba ya me hyase afi ho no na
o me das tie fo nyina
ya jo so
na ye ma Asante ba ne MPP for ne se John Abusuyan fo nyina shedne me related to him kakra. In fact, all politics. Now me no person me take you over the
chambers. Wow.
But he came to see my chambers and so said no, I've already hit the ground running. and you know it shows you say probably he admired the way I did my things.
Exactly.
And I respected him a lot. Before I call General Secretary Obama office when he was garnering support for that. My office empty. Na me fine kakra. Call politics na mountain in Kansas. Politics is a different ball game. Unfortunately for him, no. Nemena sun your brother a politician.
Yeah.
And then I'm in South no. We can't complain and protest.
Exactly.
Nyame fa ne kransie. Na baby a ni juma bi obedi ye bia no. Yam fa ne say waye bi. In fact wanya bi anka na aye ne nka nya news sa. Say John Awu amanfo kwa ye. I mean it's all over.
Wu ya chem so still you know as if say no anko an see.
But be personally say John obo brands no ko politics. Uti any life story na obo brands to kwan ko hustle yeah. Back by practice yeah. And the abrabon no. But the else you name say sa kwan in the home obia. Unfortunately for us any so but the earlier you die the better.
The earlier you die the better.
Because nyame animu there is to gain.
Yeah.
It's profit to die.
Yeah.
But the end there enchinti I never say chewa kakra. aba waja o ma ho na wo kwa wan be show all these considerations and as the papa say trance na ye bobra kusbi se ne and ka se nyame so bo no no bra be and you know once we bobra se no be live life to the fullest at least from the point of view of God and then na akwan da ho man in fact na anopamira ho me tie do say equally as in no said that ben so pathetic and clients they should when they are stressing and you are complaining they think say be
una watch be na say
ti ade be a short while no ade about hospital so nyame fa ni clear na Judy the wife she ni din pa say nyame ma no agugu no ntimi nyina na nya asam ketwa ya papa odi 86 kura wu ya kura na nipa ho can you imagine say ukunu at this tender age
Abrantie pa
enti ya mom yakọ
anyway
ne ya kan so nyame mo ya ho ban no fi ntu ana mo we
enti me hu abrabo na no ne mo ni ye
sabe pepe ne yan kai say your baby so ko
teach me to number my days
yan kai say your baby ko because after your soul experience that where you go into what does it you be near in the pay delay and a little bit careful
would a ho
say John is helpless want me cause want me pejani say bibi kura ye na want me nyafi that no be abai
odi obi ko to kura ene oko
this will be for substitution and that's how it is
lawyer ya da wano ase no home but the reality of life is that ya to petrol mu I may say to petrol ya to lorry face mu me ne da ne be take effect by 13% na any GPRTU for kasa omo de na come up between 15 and 20% and omo ne aban ye negotiation no ekowie 13%. We have sacrifice our driver fire from COVID time ye momo te passengers so ya shut down reimburse wo in the course of it now so fuel prices be cost ro ya nto lorry first mu because they see negotiating am about 2 weeks crab beto so they bed or they born the branch of Saudi we nyina ama ene doli omo so omo to so Ghana phone bi di omo kasa se omo ani mu ayeden COVID-19 and so bite issue ton so for more than na 13% in bi nsusu ene se e wo soro dodo meaning how you react to this increment in COVID-19 times and say you hu fa
I believe say a natural sequence of things na with time no say government it me free itself from that bedding way.
Okay.
Say a two patrol near to Lord from and I say government also intervening. No, because the normal thing
any deregulation so work
simple. Now you open up the economy to several competitions.
Okay.
Because it's a GPR to follow Atuma. Next year protoa. They should take advantage and maintain the rates sending on Benya patronage.
Okay.
Now at the end of the day, Omomanya more sales than GPR2.
Hey, Protoa do mo first or for month no na me fa.
Exactly. Station one any yanko Protoa. That thing no be regulating.
But realistically, do you think say be adwuma because omo nyina petrol no kra na no motor.
Petrol kra na no motor yes, be adwuma. Ayi Metro Mass. Recent is a GPR.
That's true.
But yet they survive.
STC say
I'm not sure say government finance or whatever you call it. But so if you do business well, the number of patronage can determine the profit you make.
Yeah.
And it's only a man who work here, but government. Na name BCC ya. Yes, having a government go negotiate ni ade. Naturally, we too many bros will be on for car.
Yeah.
What they say now, and a bolt near the idea, but it's helping the system.
Yeah.
They'll become teaching here too firm. You'll be negotiating 13%. Nanka government are training away from na and the man are working for himself because two bedroom now say my driver for two home first man you're not being fair to them because confidence and hit passengers and hit car owners and the drivers and the increments there MSS across board eventually will be in ready cement ko iron rods ko transportation ko what they say everything school fees be ko 12 fees no $1 assisa no mo je enti bibi ekọ enti uko na akọtran office na so wo charge ya na so ko
so ko
exactly so at the end of the day no And your man number 50.
Yeah.
See, I don't think
we are finding a level.
Exactly. So I'm not sure say it is abusive for drivers to request for increment. It is natural. I was expecting it because COVID-19 and then never cost.
Do you make any effect on legal charges and so on?
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if I'm spending so much, then I should find a way of taking it from people who come to me for me to work for them.
Exactly.
And they told, definitely.
Mr. Com, MPP ni Oma ni mo edin. Menye sure so beka se ente sa 13% yi bi se wo soro. What you saying?
Mina. Oma ne de se de waka no. Nano na me kan wo ba bi se nka covid na esi kro ba akoso nka beka so mu duebo. Se bi anka yare bi esi a particular place anka beka so mu duebo. Na wo hwe economic impact ya across the world. Ghana is not exceptional from that. They say akaso o man bia no so so wodin hye pa be go akwam na timamu for ehun ayede atom. And the world is not stereotyped. And untina ya na o mom ye marketing ni economics o mo for BBF and pestle factors. Because o man bia no environment, political, legal and all economic activities across any pet with other places. Ubaha Ghana ye petrol sem any hon sensem no de adea enu ne ma economy no etimi gina necessary man de said na menua kan e kra de ya na my friend say your friend is socio-economic network effect.
Okay.
Socio-economic network effect. Say you tumwa said okay bia ebeka no. But enema bebre why you need to control. That's what the reason ama the BIA hwesenka Ghana beyond aid agenda no. E betimi aben ho. Na we hwe oil you discover ye some time ago ani yesu say nke betimi aboa ma ye nkasa yetintim mfidie a refine bi.
Bia ne se to egu o.
Exactly.
To egu.
Azagu.
Oh yeah, o mbehye mu kana say so mo nya mfidie ni yinti. E ho ne ye hwe say ye betimi ye hyehye pa. But me nu say eba sa petrol hun sense no na me ye research ya enya hanko kenkan ne ma bi fa India no ne other places ya just enye Ghana nko because so far as ya ye ni control no hun sense bi ebeba man san dwaso bia no ebeba but eba wi a first ya nanka ban bia subsidies bi ho ha na wotimi esom ma ebo no se de nka be ye nanka de be ma o de say wo mo fom no nansan ni nyina ne ye hwese hun sensem no ebesesa kakra na ya
subsidies in petroleum aid dey jade da
na make no because first no say nanka ya na ya so say
na boy ka because aban kutua
sana mpesa make no na sa ma companies ya na say institutions ya omu beboa ma o ma no ya ye petrol ya sa akofom ndi no nyina aba fom ni say ba na ye open market so there na lawyer ya ka no but ya tumu a we dey ya wantwi kakra beba obi an ho a ope o hawo na brabom and about taxation obi akura mpe na me hwe you was deaf and taxation one of the inconveniences we are obi ampe say o de beye bibi
owo ne etotu ya
obi ampe so ye dia no de beba wonti
lampo ba no bi
eja who's a babu mkra na matu to do for yes wo mo ho e ne ko da so ho so any one be vie be taxes ya na mbof but then one e de chiche o mai yes but said ya we situation you with regard to covid ya yenu ya no omo ye afidikafo ni ahyenkafo no omo nyina no omo so ka part of the economy no and you will be hono obi adwuma wo nse na adwuma nkoyi a ono so no ho be dey e be kire no obi o kaka no a ene wo nya bi akotua ni school fees ndi da bi obeba fie na o ba be so a kire ne yire se kire ankoyi a enkwala ni school fees ensem ni omo abrabom nyina omo ho be kire omo but ya na ye pese yenya a certain amount of sikabia na amount bia obia ho nkwachi na win situation enu ya na ye hwese ye charge exorbitant fees se ne be ya obehwe kra na ya twa ebo bia ebe ma ehun sunsun so na be se bibia ye yenu na om de om propose akoi ko bagani na abedru 13% se se na ekwan a ye be fa so a ye ya e wo fom ye betua no enu na wo se ye dwene ho because said na menu ye kan no we believe in open economy obia no wo kwan of fast wo be di ni dwuma nti ne say competition brings efficiency but niam ebo ha we free mu a enye yi te say omo raise issues about spare parts no ne adapting say no so can sometimes omo kasa ansem no a ya na nya petrol no nkwa the operational cost of transportation and nyina hihye mu bi ba fuel no de okoto na mansan adwaso yese ne boy de na ye Ghana de ba no ye ton say ya wo ye ho hwe nye yi
but in our case no taxes are being introduced and am petrol bo na cost pa
na me hwe India de only say taxes are no the 2 months about 58%
yes,
on pump.
But your situation, you buying what is way. say taxation is a lazy approach. Now manufacturing and production is the way to go.
Exactly.
And the taxation and equine.
So no ye JJ and yet my be yes industrialization a ye can because they say COVID did buy and na me catch you business one way ye cry. They say me call doctors kusiwa lawyer kusiwa kwasre ade.
Yeah.
Na me kono ne ba twa putonsu. Mekono mu the ade na me kwase me se befem and they say also be out the bet bo wase na ochechire woman a wo chechire woman no a wontimi mfiti preko pe enchechire ena tuo ya ye kan ya ye gigi so wo gigi na so a ehu hia se wo besa ko ba bi ba dodo na wo be gigi ne be kire se e bia wo betimi da bo ho bra dina no kra na me kan ye because say we Mario Rubio was we don't need new taxes. We need people who can also contribute into the tax system. They know what person we say if you taxes no doors one. Na be they know what mumu so say be a son na ya che. But we are Ghana, a few people, even you take the sector now say economic activities about 80% were informal sector. And this is when you see some of the indirect taxes. They say nyama ye economy adiadinwa bunyesika. Yes so ye person ye chichire o man. And until sometimes ya ni ye dwane ko baby kakra kwaje kakra. But me dem see e be dru ho. If you lay proper foundation, let's can we the beba no anwunu ko baby ye de be ye adwuma fata in no time ye betima pagya but a march no Ghana expectation for development.
The problem is revenue leakages in the doors.
Until I
say the contain your and we are not plugging the holes. Yet we keep piling up taxes. For the ordinary Ghanaian, no, who so tax, but who are soon and so on a brabum.
Yes, you move away from the human aspect to more of
digitizing the economy.
Into Sani Mana, na be brain tears. They say all the places here, we are moving into the electronic system. That can escape any Guni the Adinina and with time, Nini be CZO. So, time or your Babem, Norman Penny called Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
In US, which is the hub of technology. Yeah. I say a home sounds were bagan ham in your home fast war. In all spheres of our economy, yeah, say this SaaS systems by digitalize BBR and you say 10 numbers a year ma NIA card a year money. When we are able to synchronize it, Nina baby affairs can intimate taxing yet me identify or abwa and you say Kakranka Cramina or my teacher in Yadaku. And then I honest and I may Ghana what I've observed
4 years.
The expectation for development is too short. So from my beer, Nano check America for the about 245 years, 4th July 1776, I'm call from Tiom who free UK. I'm call all this situation, but baby I need him say you be put to measure sending work Singapore.
And so say to sell a quantity because we have the benefit of mistakes
model no.
Yes.
And you know see any issue. And one of the things I've always liked and talked about say Singapore, you busa and the Kwan Bang and of fast which one. I say he built the nation three pillars: meritocracy, pragmatism, and honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty hono na uka be we so na ye de ba corruption say he sika ni nyina e.
Okay.
Enti me no ye ko ye nim sa car nsensem ya ba de me say fresh kakraba ba me there commend the GPRTU any stakeholders are more involved in this exercise say this the prices na there aba first ka be konto kwa ekosi trotrom na nkanya de kro but as lawyer said no we have the opportunity to go to any of these other commercial or transport groups now ye wo ha but ye say enko yesisi say omo abre no credit mu a how I will
for say price competition na lawyer suggest no feasible e be adwuma. Especially when you use the same raw material in terms of fuel, you need to have premium. A beba ne saying na matime lorry fare so na metimi enyame profit at the same time. Realistic.
You heard the average. So at least say we get 2 cedis here, we be in 50 pesos. But we don't have the option. We cannot make pro to have for any hope.
Yeah.
It by all means we forced to. And in the situation we need to abreast with the situation. So but here quite anymore. Also, if I say a bit may improve government transportation and public transport system or a walker. Once I had train network and yet I know your idea. I'll see in your idea. And if you the same can you and Mokuku from how to swim and no idea. The Nafina or baby or crowd within the city in the car, a crowd my home. It drew baby and uncle join the transport until with time. No, yes, show my Nina. No, the best. Yeah, Beba. Nti ni nyina akọ bewie se ye nyina no se be ba bia ya bedru ye beti ase se bibia ba ene da ye kom ye nkakra be ko ye no ye situate all discussions in the period of COVID. On say COVID in America no na me sha se me ka se kesi Ghana ha nko ana nke be ka se eduebo, but we ko ye nimu amfi se ye nhyehyɛ pa bibia beto na kwam nti transportation increase there ba saa na ye geno ye say obi anye disadvantaged. George
Meda say ye be call other matters so Enra, minim se lawyer when I'm ready, be an our court. Enra na vetting of deputy ministers no eshase. Minya kwanhwe bia fine. And I think say Enra omo ba appear before the appointments committee ni nyina ebo omo modern pa. Ne media many saw ne performance. A minister of state finance ministry opening Adubuahene. Yeah. Or discharging well. I had Namisuru Kakrama Benito Usubio because of ministry no corner, and at the time near Koso Galamse ne justification for burning excavators ne Hong Kong Bano. But Miss Jidi say on also the Nancy form Ibiana Omon person training will be breed, but there were issues of law and whether a buying will to me so be share excavators ne. And he sought to justify it by saying, say, he used the word, and I think so borrow from majority leader. Okay. Say, Okoto says excavator no, you control board it's been demobilized. Until you further demobilize it. Onokadoka say further decommission it. And he sought to justify that by Senior Koeno. But what expectation for the deputy minister is the same? Looking at the first term of Nana Akufo-Addo and the fact that at the CMPP and so say 8 years at the no breaking now or beyond 8 years. What expectation of deputy minister see anything?
Well, I'm saying ministers in the This is not the first time you have vetting ministers.
Okay.
And the first they will perform well at vetting in the least indicator. So
okay.
And if you ask me about expectation, I am expecting selfless leadership. Because I'm seeing a trend in today's politician as people come to politics only to amass wealth.
Yeah.
And I struggle because not me were understanding B, which I thought was good. And my position was that Obion Mobrebian was a man position, politics. Because the idea of wealth creation is something that is not just doesn't come automatically.
Okay.
People are scholars, but they don't know how to create wealth. Well, soon at the answer, Abraham Montimin create wealth to be in fact, and it's a problem. Such a person, if you give a country to him, he will mess the country. I can't say my comment to bit mama. And because politics today's politics is about wealth creation. When I say today, I mean the Ghanaian situation. We are looking at a government that will be able to create wealth such that the nation will move from its present middle income to something else. And I'm expecting that those people will be selfless one, they'll be diligent in their work.
Selfless, yes, also
that should be their main objective. Any other benefit.
It is not about them.
Yes, it's not about them. They should also be thinking of creating some kind of image about them.
Okay.
For the future.
Okay.
Because when you're a deputy minister, then you are aspiring to be a substantive minister. And it's a honor. What you might say substantive because you are aspiring to be a substantive minister. To also overwork send a down kwamba opportunity niba near cancer, you minister, you be consider. Breaking the 8 can only come when they work very hard. as I've rightly stated elsewhere, MPP4, they are sinking. And what is causing the sinking is the appointees. The way they conduct themselves. You see, there are minor issues that irritate people. Irritating many people. And I don't know why politicians can see this.
The car Dr. Makutu Foye, Nanu ya Soka, na Yadum Kane Numre. Na ping-pong. You so muna abamunko for the shoot. Ubetin someone that done for pa.
But strangely, politicians, they don't seem to see a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big issue. Somebody did not vote because of that.
Meanwhile, President issued directive says sirens no munya yo. So still omo ye.
So he means it. President any problem so face no. He talks just like that.
Yeah. Obian
for this war. And I've never heard him complaining. The major problem, he's a good man. If I do for any passion for Ghana, I mean it's unprecedented. He want to leave a mark. So to be any programs or introducing the idea is to leave a name behind. But this is a leader who has such a big vision but cannot complain about the misbehavior of people he has appointed to office. Or can say demo are fine, but perception is very important in politics.
Yeah.
And the one or two people know about public. Then the people will say, oh, you are not happy with what is going on. Now the advisor waka obi ani so afinsi. And the major problem of one no say obi be kan kire dey awontie. Na on pe o mo betimi enso ye adwuma no onye say na we free ha na me balance 4 years but 3 years na aka no.
Yeah.
On pe mo betimi ye adwuma no say ne dreams ne ideas no. Otherwise he would live like all of them left. And nothing would have happened. The deputy minister, they are in to help him do that. And the whole point, and politics in the also. I've said, I do to a contested presidency. Me Ankasa, I volunteer and support him with my time and resources.
Minister of Education.
Yes, reason. He's almost more frontliners, not only a politician back.
Yeah.
If you look at his conduct, he's not a politician.
Yeah.
No politician can help this country. Because they are too politically minded.
Yeah.
Say me
election in the here.
And so many parts be saying.
Yeah.
We need somebody who wants only one term. And one term for his party to come and work. No be work here, you know. You be never say something money be. Don't say anything. Because you know Galamsey fight you. Opa nanadum fight na or China in so nyina. Those communities you see what will happen there. It's the results they want.
Yeah.
Who politicians are holding approach, but for them to move forward, they want the results. And it doesn't matter how you approach it. At the end of the day, they will be happy.
Yeah.
In fact, they will then see the difference between Galamsey period and the time that we fought Galamsey. Yeah. And that is what. And I've also said leadership is about vision. You should be a visionary. When Ghana is 10 years, you should be 20 years ahead. Yeah. And the people should not necessarily understand your policies. So you have implemented them. Yeah. Because politics will be actually said the policy. And it's also be about say papa. The microphone say initially. Look, Yako Hipik. Yeah. There was a story about Hipik. Commander Dakon played a role in introducing the president Kufuor to the American president, through which HIPIC was implemented. Now, at the point, the finance minister then openly said, "Oh no, dear, compared to president, say, you get the point." The president was far ahead of the minister, and he insisted, "Said, oh, we'll go HIPIC. You be in your relief, come on." At the end of the year, boy, that is leadership. And I am no more how much be a but they should persist on what they believe and show that it is implemented. If you keep on, you don't relent. What do you say? That is what we want from the ministers now. They should have the same vision. They should see ahead and work towards it. And I'm sure that when we have such leaders, the nation will grow. Media first name says the same meaning say Ghana has no reason to be broke. Because at the ABI, I also need money per money, or the
Ghana.
to no team free room maintenance has say
o
yeah amana ye enti we are expecting President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his ministers to deliver.
And when they don't, you expect so be crack your head on so.
Very important.
Because first term, you who reshuffle.
If he doesn't crack the whip,
you who dismissal,
we will crack
the whip on him. George, deputy ministers being vetted, and now to me shebia na also analysis net is saying what expectation of our deputy ministers in saying.
Because of constitutional provisions, I want to. Ye wo ho kwan say ye wo and ye wo mo they expecting say substantive announce the main minister no benya achitafo am so obeba beta na chi na waboa madwumade bia wo di bia once me kasa no me kan bibi fa meritocracy, which is competencies ya dia o ma bia wo chichire na sa de ne lack ya emwa ndi I'm happy say na lawyer can basis say we need to blend party service and meritocracy. Say young kokase bia lawyer na printed t-shirts. One na ye say nti se bia de no mfata kra yam fama no. Media de bia meka say ye nipa ombetima som na yenya ho mfaso. Meka say MPP ba mu for the second time na me amena na pia me nkan na nyame mfa crazy. Ona na yem godfather. Me de me nkola agin ko kire no say nana when party no kwan abra aba power from 2000 then you call off just any second opportunities you bet matna so acha apam for ebe power woman on ebe ma party na die anase eniye enipa na die bibia enti se wonipa wo be fa woman wo mo hunsunsun so no na e ba fom e trigger de ba fom ma ye hu adwuma wa ye de wa ye say leadership does not exist in isolation.
That's true.
Many of ways a micro me de bibi ba na mo anso mtini ya se ba akofo awie adura ye de egu nti obi a competence a wo no na wo de be suma me apagya nti so mampani a vision a wo eni na ni so adi hu aye kan nyina na papa kura se dien na wo mo hihye no say is a system nti the system is a group of integrated components that perform a function nti obi a de
academician
ebe suso nti se ba akokura de to sina hadwene. So what you say?
Definitions no go say.
And he said, ye can ni nyina nipa e be ka ho ame akekere o ma no. Omo nim dia omo wo. Eno ahofama ansa na me code two definition be say in reference to the now menu penny lawyer come. So when you talk about politics, it's nothing. No. It's an art of making your selfish interest seem like a national interest. So the now me code two. No no refer to Dr. Duchum dia no. And if you're a politician, the ultimate no and it's all bebo ama o ma for die so and he say we share impenimfo a ya power mu right from the time when you bad the Fourth Republic ya e bia ba e bi ko da bia your problem we are still marking time so and my expectation is at this time no we have learned our mistakes and I say the most insane definition is keeping doing something over and over and expecting a different results so sad you know the bia wo ye no a person in a difference it's not that mistakes as you see no you also hear and now I say person break 8 you know nyame aye yadom yaba we have a lot of opportunities to identify all the gaps and in your mind yes nipa bi na yefizo momoa e ma yentimi break 8 na yemfom nsin chen we have a chunk of people are almost also equally they have all the capabilities and the competencies almost bit me aboa but certain bia no yen crack whip if you say oh we dear if you see untouchable say sometimes say binom ha on be untouchable na edo hawaba na no me ka sem no mo sere me ka sem me say the rise of political entrepreneurs is a threat to good governance to be a sponsor here on ye say ndi mpe bibi man
political entrepreneurs
yes there are some people like that woman no dey party no ba no sponsor ndi on fata bibi kwana but I prefer what President Kufuor said that it's better to be a messenger in power than to be promised a minister in opposition and tinya dakope na party ni better na be but yes amfo na kire ne nto aso and the more party ni tinemu a say drumi so na o kire be drumi nua pani so but say bia nyina ye fom den chamfrofu omu nyina fu ye ba ko pensere bia omu ko ade ba ko emwa ntimi de bia menya kwanya me advice say yi nyina and ye de be ma wo no wo de na fataw so wo fataw so ko ye IGP I am from me beauty I won't qualify I am from man in your ube fitty baby equally will be our baby or fitting and immediately hear me say you know be you this time no in shia dear a tremor arm why any answer one of the reasons here a mabe na minu penny canon say sometimes attitudinal problem ever parties in muhadune over craft and was memfa me say once I say me see how your pay because I want to associate myself with everybody. So, but I'm staff at the now background that is how a leader should be. Because you're a leader, you have to have your followers move with you. And this one, yes, I know now when you're 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and that. Immediately, there be a message.
And now, when did you almost receive appointments?
Oh, yeah, we have be our experience. And to say, me, penny, Benito say, so. Ministry what na wache nti who be awunim and it's one of the ways they check in your man the way forward nse bia we back mienu bi to convert no they take the opportunity to ask questions to see say oba obetima change the way ya na enya they say minu adugu ahin say obo no homodin these are some of the people I hear some baba the one can the one can the reality should come so that yen koka say e won krata mu na okoko I believe say nipa born humodin bibia be engineers one of the best natural resource is human resource and yet ntina wo kan ya wo say yetisikaso ni nyina ko bibie say nipa nimdia mo me as academic person it my concern is about knowledge ya yewa yebetimi dia transform the economy and some of the reasons na me no kan nyina based on entrepreneurial skills lacking near there because niema yewo and be brave, but you convert it into a form where you be many education so because my husband's education is the foundation for the development.
But the point is that education must translate into wealth creation.
Exactly. That is the entrepreneurial aspect here. Come once. Those are now being suggested. You need to start the entrepreneurship from the basic.
I bet you been a san kebe
sir. I don't know who's entrepreneurship. Who's a Ghana crowd? Yeah. But we could do because he doesn't have the skill. So, me say much entrepreneurship as a course. No, me will be at the entrepreneur next week. We will yeah. And about how you bet church.
We need more.
So just a crowd or form. My catch them start to form. One say we are free be phototropism. Any part is said we are in baby we are no born a whole technical. And this will be in a baby our chiano. A whole in out in a year. And this afternoon will be in a bet as that bookkeeping. While Katam was sharing the foundation as an share courage. Any other dinner is part of entrepreneurship.
I mean, from the last topic, na maybe phone lines, baby phone lines, no na also in your choir by Chawajene, or issues a hodwa at Daho. Cho number ne to na bibia wa baby 0322497264 and 0322497265. What do you make of Rastafari community? Ene umbitimi do mo Rasta aku school. It was a religious issue. Achimonta for kobo munkro court kwa kan omasem. In fact, according to proceedings, first day Achimonta for ama. Said the second time I afraid and sana almost show up in court. For the other side, another party no more say delay tactics. But ninyina nkemfua idi asemono ama court ede asemono to baby eda school ni ye omadwen sanka omobe appeal. Now even before the appeal na omo pese execution of the judgment in ankasa no kra no ye twentwen so attorney general so the futu ama school ni say momo nkopre because I hear omo san call asan ba biem sa enti omo fa nkwada no na nkwada no enko school. What does this mean for rule of law, for human rights, and also for the management of our public schools? Lawyer, I shall say for I'm really sure to betting it now.
Seriously speaking, me as a lawyer I have an issue with the judgment. Decision. Okay. Yes, because it is going to be a precedent, and so in the future, all other groupings would have to be treated the same manner. What I agree with the judge is that we cannot discriminate against the Rastafarians by virtue of what people have called their religion. I don't believe it's a religion, but that's what they call it. Because I'm not provided for. Yes. Yeah. But there's a limit to which the law can also insist on certain things. In fact, the school itself also is a legal person which also has rights in law. And those rights are also given to the school by the same law. Are we saying that the school has no power to administer the school by regulations? And would those regulations be against the right of people just because a small group of persons think that that is not the way to go? Sir, Ghana, school in Asia and Rastafarians would have deprived Rastafarians of education. But schools, business schools being here, that's not a deprivation. And that is my point. If you, the holding, the fifth one, I didn't bring my, I would have quoted in extenso, said they should admit them and should not impede them in any way relative to the manifestation of their Rastafarian religion. Meaning that as long as anything Rastafarian is concerned, the school should submit. What does it say? We now Rastafarians for we
I say we are illegal.
It's just an example I'm giving.
No, but the example is within a certain context.
Yes.
The idea of
no,
we
well,
because it's a narcotic. Yes.
Yeah. But adebia omoya school no pene me yanya no. Say manifest because school no pene. That is the nature of the ruling, and I don't agree to that. Yes, they have a right to admission, but they should submit to the rules and regulations of the school. That would have been a better judgment.
Okay.
The school should admit them, but they should submit to the rules and regulations of the school. So if the school says that and yes, obi odi na tata from consumer school. The religion said more on Papua. To also be sunam school on Papua. The next group is Omo Shet. Omo school. As far as the manifestation of their religion is concerned, the school should not interfere in it. And that is the danger of this decision. And it's cancerous. If it's not removed from our law, within a short time, it will spread all over.
So why would the AG advise the school not to?
It is an opinion.
It's the process.
It is an opinion, and it is a wrong advice. Remember, earlier on, that was the position of the Attorney General. But when the school said, no, you can't do that, they quiet. And I will say, why did the director come out when he had not consulted? Because school then were also making a point. Can we leave the school for people to come and do what they want? No. And it's an opinion of the Attorney General. The Board of Governors can also sit down and say, Achimota, the Nyankola school. There are lawyers, there are big men in that school. They should also sit around the table. It's not what the Attorney General says, but it's what they say. Unfortunately, you see, the appeal should be made by the governor, not the respondents. Because Attorney General, as far as I'm concerned, they were not against the admission of the Rastafarians. So in the first place, seeing them cry was a non-starter. Come to them, they thought that they should go to the school. It is the school itself that was saying, no. School. I person teaching crophobia.
O maje rasta for so da o. O school mo ha. Enya ho na discrimination be mu no.
Well, I don't know what you call discrimination.
So what you be on no so rasta ni pen. Now will be full from so
I don't have that fact, but if that
is a fact.
Yes, if that is it. At that time, they thought it would work. Probably what the Rastafarians did in the streets, the reason why they don't even want to take them anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. They are not creating one person before because they tried integrating all the people into the school, but when they came, Omoda subia dia we say no yes I be go school. And the me person me kan nyina bono to fa say also respected the rights of the school also to regulate the school.
Okay.
Administratively. And when that happens
education who send some but media me point nyina me kan be we say ya test laws no.
Yeah.
Now here most of the provisions the back the judgment now they were constitutional. What you say? And moving forward, what I'm expecting is the Ghana Education Service will have a unified code of conduct for all schools to avoid such future occurrence. Because they are still going to be guided by laws. But Rubeko school, any other day. They say mobile phone usage, any other day. They say schools told people about the fact that we need to have regulations as to whether they are bringing it or not. And now we can talk about but the supreme law in your constitution. And within the schools, so be our so to to avoid such
and
future.
Some rano schools also must be subject to
yes, but to avoid say other things because we are more the training or the upbringing of the children. That's why we expecting say that unified code of conduct. I beg guardian. Send your Rastafarian or qua uncle because of what fence be so. I can we no no say Mrani do any you ready. Waba.
When you say Bob Marley via degree first degree on your Rasta.
Yeah, and your Rasta for you and crowd.
Exactly. And you know you don't have to have a dreadlock before you be a smoker.
Yeah, but if you choose to.
Yes, then you go to a school that allows Rastafari.
Well, by Perry's ruling.
So what I'm saying is
this is a high court ruling. It's a judge's opinion.
Yeah, can't we within the school no? There are laws. See a school yes be a one you be a inward.
Yeah.
This all be university be a wakobwa po near the idea. Emra wo. But some no guide me yet me wedi.
Yes.
The ja waba. Nti say Shempabwa also is against the internal laws of the school. These are some of the things I say you na and guide the schools.
There are remedies.
And university, for instance, a bishop's nobody discriminates against exactly. But if a child of 16 goes to a school not saying all right, is it not in conflict with the Children's Act?
Yes.
It is. Because the Children's Act also
talks about
yes, it doesn't make children liable to.
But the Children's Act also respects the human rights of children.
Of course, it's interpreted what we see as human rights. That's the issue.
Yes.
Because same-sex marriage is human right.
Yeah.
That's what they are saying. But is that the case? So when you wear a kind of hair, me back was who about me to try to treat me. I did Omahana Kosu. School is matters of Uganda.
And that school all right, so the scissors become banishing.
I was happy. They are training my child for me. At the end of the day, you per se in penny for right. What is right?
I am a member quote we emide. Roosevelt or they say to do was say to educate a person in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to the society. And you know the point was he just so the teaching Kalano. So my baby, me try to take we don't go for me. It was a philosophical article. I'm say it's better.
You know, last point.
Me catch up. Me say it's better to teach RME in schools than 10 Commandments of God in school than RME. Sanam kind. Because for 10 Commandments, it could be at a basic level. Yes. And it will be a good JHS now. Having a coach RME is a mobile and bear. Meanwhile, you're such a friend who was any when you found. And you form one a yarn in Yami. And you didn't make that quote to you. Inqualani to tell to me and say, Mura say a person of the Babu into the Babu. As our next year makers, if you know, wouldn't continue
very well. Unfortunately, meant to me be a phone line cinema because Ebreno I bet. Lawyer Kusi, Medawasi no pay George Akom, Medawasi, Lawyer Kusi, a private legal practitioner with Dominion Chambers, George Akom, a assistant registrar, Ghana Communication Technology University. Sorry, saying to me, I'm far will cause no because of time. But yeah, sorry, so now ye jemu e de ama tofia kwa because or the TB twice so.